I think a lot of men are turned off by women that automatically want the finished product. They want the man who's already went through his struggles, maybe put time in at school, you know, but he put in his work, he put in his dues, and he's made his money and he's staked his claim. And they just want to jump aboard the train. Well, it's already moving in the fast lane. And it's really not fair. And it makes men not trust women as well. They want the finished product. They think they deserve the finished product. A lot of women, they think they deserve the finished product, and they're not even close to a polished, finished product themselves. But they expect the man to have all his shit together and take care of her, jump on his train. It's honestly not fair. You know, where's the women who are willing to stick by a man's side as he builds himself up? Because that's the woman we trust. That's the woman we want by our side and to have our children. Not just some freeloader that jumps on and wants to spend our money once we've made it. That's ridiculous. It's a turnoff. It's ugly behavior. They want the finished product already. Their life's a mess 90% of the time, and they want a man who's trum tight, got his shit together. You know, the finished product is for women who are worth the finished product. A lot of these women, they ain't worth it. They think they're worth it. In their delusional brain, they think they're worth the finished product. But I think if they took a long look in the mirror, they would know they're far from it. You can't just expect a finished product. You can't just expect a man who has everything together and he's just gonna take you in damn near like his child and take care of you and save you. Get real. Get real. A man who values himself, a high value man, he doesn't want a leech that tries to latch on to him when he's doing well. A lot of y'all women that are fives and sixes, y'all think y'all supposed to latch on to a 9 or 10 man who's already made his money and staked his claim. It doesn't work like that, sweetheart. No, we see that behavior a mile away. Women out there ain't got a nickel to their name. They got kids by multiple men or kids that ain't yours. And they think they should latch onto your train, hitch onto your wagon. No way. Be better, men. Watch out for these type. Because there's a lot of them. They think that's the way to be nowadays. Watch out for these women that try to latch on to a finished product, that ain't willing to stick by a man's side when he's building himself up. She wants to call him broke when he won't spend on her, but he's too busy building himself up. He could be building his business. He could be investing in himself so he has a bright future. Those type of women are future killers. They want finished product, money out of men who are still building themselves up. Don't fall for it, fellas. Don't do it. These women expecting things from men who they know don't even carry weight like that. And they ain't got the patience to stick around with him to build himself up, and sure ain't gonna support him and have his back on the way up the hill. You know, they don't want to help climb the mountain, they just want to be helicoptered to the top. Once you get there, avoid these women at all costs. That woman that was there with you, stuck by your side and actually likes you, she's the one. She's the one. Not these ones that think that they're entitled to latch on to you just because they're cute. Who cares about their looks? Everybody loves a beautiful woman. Lord knows I do. But it ain't enough to get in my pockets. It ain't enough to break down my finances. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Avoid these women that try to latch on to a finished product or tell you when you're building yourself that you're not enough. Do you. Don't worry about what she thinks.